Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another chapter of Comments from the Peanut Gallery. We were talking about the Heaven Castle ship. Quite amazing. Heaven Castle ship. Oh, yeah, and I said everything as far as what I've studied from, just scripture, King James Bible, and he gets into very specific detail in Revelation 21 and 22. 21 especially, where it starts with, and there was a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. So why is it important to say something about the sea? Well, the ship, the Heaven Castle ship, is really, really, really big, equal in size to the moon. Now, I don't know if you've ever spent much time where there are tides. Some of my grandkids, they go and they work commercial fishing in Alaska. And the tides there, where they are, change in elevation like 20 feet. And 20 feet, that's a lot. That's not the highest tide, but everything has to do with the position of the moon and all of this stuff. And they got charts that they go by, and it's extremely specific. But the tides. So the Heaven Castle ship never gets close to the earth until, and there was no more sea. No more sea. What happened to the first earth and the first heaven? Well, I think personally, from what's described about it, it goes poof in a heartbeat, up in smoke, burnt up, burnt crisp. The grand finale, it's all done. But Heaven Castle ship gets close to the earth at that point. And he says, and I, John, beheld the holy city, the holy Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven. Coming down from God out of heaven, out of space. It was up in space. And now remember, this thing is equal in size to the moon. You're going to see it coming a long, long ways away. It's because it is so big, and he gives absolute dimensions of it. When he gets to further down in chapter 21, and John and the angel, they go to measure this ship, and it's squared. 12,000 furlongs, and a furlong is an eighth of a mile. So translate that to something that we know of. 12,000 furlongs equals 1,500 miles. Pretty close. So it's 1,500 miles by 1,500 miles by 1,500 miles. But it's coming down from God out of heaven. So it's moving through space. Moving through space. It has ability, movement ability, direction ability. And it never says ever that it ever sits on a planet. Just consider this thought. For one, it's way too big. The size of the moon sitting on the earth. And at 12,000 furlongs, or 1,500 miles high, okay? It's just the sidewall. Okay, at 1,500 miles high, if it sat on a planet, for one, it would knock it out of orbit. And for two, halfway up the outside wall would be at a point where we describe that as outer space, 850 miles above the surface of the earth, outer space at that point. So the information that he's given us about this, I think, is quite uniquely amazing, beautiful. The Heaven Castle ship.